Welcome to the GoPSUSports.com game day preview for the Ohio game. Coach, heading into your very first game as a head coach, what types of things have run through your mind during the course of the week to get ready for the game?
Making sure that we cover all the situations that may come up in a first game, which is hard to do because it's always hard to predict a first game and different things that may come up. But I think we've had a productive training camp. We've covered a lot of things with our players, and hopefully they'll be ready to play.
When you look at Ohio and a team coached by Frank Solich, really been on the incline in his time there. They set school records in points last year, yards per game. Yeah. What do you see from this group overall?
They're a very solid football team. They're very well coached. They play extremely hard. They've got a lot of athletes on both sides of the ball. They've got an excellent quarterback. They've got two really good defensive ends on defense and a really good safety. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us, and hopefully our guys will be prepared and ready to go on Saturday.
Let's talk about the offense, a hurry-up style offense with Tyler Tettleton running the show. What type of player is he on film?
He's a dual threat. You know, he can throw the ball just as well as run the ball. He's a very good athlete. He's accurate. He's smart. He came into last year as a first-year starter, had a great season, and so he's probably looking to pick up right where he left off. And so we've got to do a great job of keeping track of him and making sure that we do the best we can to contain him.
He lost a couple of his key targets to graduation, but they have a great core of tight ends and receivers back. What do you see?
Yeah, they have an athletic group of 4 or 5 receivers that all can play, that can make plays. They throw the ball intermediate, they throw it short, and then they take their shots down the field. They've got tight ends that are athletic, that are tough, that can catch the football. So again, just a big challenge for our defense, and hopefully they'll be up for it on Saturday.
What do you see from the offensive line, regarded as a big physical offensive line?
Yeah, again, they've got the interior of that line is back for them, and most good teams are always strong up the middle, so that bodes well for Ohio, and that'll be a really good test for our defensive line, which we think is a strength of our football team, and they're going against a veteran offensive line, so that'll be a good battle.
On the defensive side of the ball, Tremaine Scott and Corey Hastings, 2 defensive ends. They had 7 sacks between the two of them last year. Is that where it starts on defense for them?
They're good football players, and they get pressure on the quarterback. They're good against the run. They're tough. They both play extremely hard. They have great motors, and we've got to do a great job of blocking them and holding them out as long as we can in the passing game and trying to move them in the running game. But we've definitely got to be ready for those 2 guys.
With that being said, how happy are you with the progress your offensive line has made from the day 1 of camp to Saturday?
I would say that our offensive line's made a lot of progress. We've got guys that have really improved. Some of the better players on our team play on that offensive line. John Urschel, Matt Stankiewicz, Donovan Smith. I mean, we feel good about those guys. They've got to go out here on Saturday, control their emotions, communicate well together, and just do the job that they've been doing all training camp, which is just playing together and playing hard. You
touched on controlling emotions. What's your message to the team leading up into the game on Saturday to keep them grounded in the first quarter?
Sure. At the end of the day, it's football. It's a game, and so I'm sure when we run out through the tunnel at the beginning of the game, I'm sure there'll be a lot of guys that are sky high and ready to go. And we've just got to understand, look, when the ball kicks off, we've got to remember the situation that we're in a ball game. We've got to remember the down and distance. We've got to be really alert on offense and defense for all the different looks that Ohio's going to give us, and communicate well. And if we do that, it'll be a heck of a game. If we don't, we'll be in trouble.
Talk a little bit about how you decide who's on the sidelines, who's in the press box. I know you've made those decisions, but what goes into that?
Yeah, some guys have been on the sideline their whole career. Some guys have been in the press box for most of their career. So what I try to do is put guys where they're most comfortable, where they know where their strengths are. They know what their job is, and when you're in the press box, the most important thing up there is that you don't watch the game as a fan. You have to. You can't necessarily watch the ball, if that makes sense. You've got to watch the line of scrimmage, or you've got to watch the secondary, or you've got to watch the linebackers. So it's guys that have different strengths, and that's how I try to place them where I place them.
Finally, keys to the game. What do you need to do well on Saturday?
Well, number one offensively is this is a ball stripping team. This is a team that's going to try to create turnovers. So we've got to take care of the football. We've got to be able to run the football. We've got to be able to, if we take our shots, we've got to be able to connect on them. I think defensively, we got to do a great job with this quarterback. We got to keep him contained. We have to understand that these guys are a fast tempo offense that we have to make sure we can keep up with them and communicate and get lined up and play good defense. So those are some keys to the game.
Coach, thanks for your time. Best of luck.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.